Hey folks, it's Billy DKY, the truth seeker that simplifies and demystifies. This is going to be WEC 47 post-fight commentary, Brian Bowles versus Dominick Cruz. I wasn't going to do this video, but somebody asked for it. A couple people have asked for it, so I figured, well, I'll just do a quick, my thoughts on it, nothing fancy or anything. Okay, Brian Bowles versus Dominick Cruz. I was sitting there thinking the whole time, Dominick Cruz, man, that's a weird style he's using. And I really think if he continues to use that style, he'll get knocked out because he'd always come in and he's always putting that head down. I was like, Brian, kick it, head kick it, head kick it. Because he'd do stuff like that, and it's like that head is just open to being kicked. At least it looked like it from my perspective. However, it was very effective on Brian Bowles, and I was really surprised that Brian quit, started the third round. I agree, he didn't have no game to stop him, and it was a wise decision. However, I thought it really wasn't the kind of character you want to see from a champion, but nonetheless, I understand it's all good. And let's see, what else was I going to say on that? And here's the thing, a real champion can adjust their plans based on things not going their way. You know what I mean? Because Dominick Cruz was coming in and doing some weird stuff that really was awkward, and you can tell that Brian really didn't have any answers for it, which to me it was completely obvious that a good head kick would have stopped that. So anyway, good job, Dominick Cruz. However, again, if he uses that strategy on other people, I do see him getting knocked out. Next fight, Miguel Angel Torres versus Joseph Benavidez. And I used to do a lot of arm wrestling. And the worst kind of match you could ever be in was one where you couldn't beat the guy and he couldn't beat you, and you're just sitting there and you just wear yourself out, and then your arm would be dead afterwards. Somebody else went to arm wrestling, you couldn't do anything. Miguel Torres hasn't seemed to be the same since he went that 5-round war with that guy from Japan, which I can't remember what his name was and don't really matter. That fight to me seemed to take something out of Miguel Torres, and he just hasn't seemed to recuperate from it. I don't know if he got too many bodily injuries from it, and he just hasn't seemed the same, like I said, against Brian Bowles in this fight. Don't get me wrong, Joseph Benavidez is a really tough guy, trying to do your eye a favor and the like, but Miguel Torres hadn't seemed the same after that fight. I don't know what it is. So, good job, Benavidez. Jens Pulver versus Javier, I can't say his last name. Anyway, doesn't even matter. Anyway, we've all known that Jens Pulver's fallen off the ladder. He's a great guy. We all like him, and it's probably going to be, it's probably one of his last fights. And he did really well, though. It was, you know what? I think what they ought to do with Jens Pulver, now that I think about it, they shouldn't get him out of it. He should be a journeyman to test the new guys coming in. Not necessarily guys that are like super badasses, but guys just starting out. Put him at a lower level. He probably still wants to be there. He still draw a good crowd. He ain't the champ. I don't care. I still like to see him. He did some really awesome stuff. Getting out of that, he's mounted and got out of it. He did some good stuff. He just ain't a champ no more. I still want to see him fight. So, that was a really good scrap. People talk about they don't like to see a good ground. I love a good ground fight when you got two guys that know how to get out of things and twist and turn. I love it. Anyway, next fight. Oh, I'm going to screw this name up. Davidius versus L.C. Davis. That was really a boring-ass fight, and I think really Davidius was the one that made it boring. I think he really didn't want to be... I think he probably felt a couple strikes from L.C. Davis, and he just didn't want any more of it. It was really a boring fight. Oh, gosh, I don't even know if I remember that one. I can't remember what happened on that one. Scott Jorgensen versus Chad George. Man, that was a nasty head choke he had on him. I don't know exactly how he had it, but he pushed him up against me. Then he started lifting him up and the guy was off the ground. I was like, oh, he's going to break his damn neck. When I watched it on replay, and that dude was just plain ass strong and bad. So, anyway, that's all I really had to say. Like I said, just a quick video on it. Till the next video, later, folks.